All right, Caitlin Clark fanatics. Let's take a juicy deep dive into the latest drama surrounding how our girl CC is being bullied in the WNBA. Buckle up, because this tea is hotter than a Phoenix summer. I've got to say, the controversy swirling around Caitlin this season has been more intense than a double-shot espresso at 2 a.m. It seems like every single game there's some new physical altercation or heated moment involving our favorite rookie sensation. As someone who's been glued to their screen watching WNBA games this year, I'm honestly shook by how wild things have gotten. Let's break down these crazy incidents one by one, starting with that explosive moment between Caitlin and Diamond DeShields. When Double C got knocked to the ground on that flagrant foul, you could practically see the smoke coming out of her ears. The fact that she wanted to effin' punch her in the effin' face just shows how utterly fed up she's getting with all the rough treatment. I mean, can you really blame the girl? She's been getting absolutely clobbered out there on the regular. According to the Clark report, and backed up by the legendary Rebecca Lobo herself, a whopping 17% of flagrant fouls this entire season have been against CC. That's absolutely bonkers when you think about it. And get this, the Chicago Sky alone have committed 80% of the flagrant fouls on her. It's like they've made it their personal vendetta to put Caitlin through the basketball equivalent of a UFC fight every time they play. Now, I'm not saying CC is totally innocent in all this drama. That messy incident with Jackie Young where they both ended up smacking each other in the face was definitely a case of mutually assured face slapping. But you've got to admit, when you look at the bigger picture, it does seem like Caitlin's been getting the short end of the officiating stick more often than not. Take that shady push from Chennedy Carter, for example. Carter straight-up bodied Double C to the floor before an inbound pass like it was WWE wrestling night at the WNBA. Like, who does that in a professional basketball game? The league eventually upgraded it to a flagrant foul, but the fact that it wasn't called that way initially is super sus, if you ask me. And don't even get me started on that brutal hit from Kalani Brown. I know Brown was technically going for the ball, but that follow-through to Clark's head was nastier than week-old sushi. Once again, it took a review to upgrade it to a flagrant. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if the refs just have some kind of weird vendetta against our girl CC. The craziest part of all this drama is how insanely polarizing it's become online. Half of basketball Twitter is crying foul and saying CC is being unfairly targeted by opponents and refs alike. The other half is accusing her of being a world-class actress who flops harder than a fish out of water. It's like the WNBA's version of that viral dress color debate. Personally, I think there's probably some truth to both sides of the argument. Has Caitlin maybe embellished contact once or twice to sell a call? Yeah, probably. Show me a pro athlete who hasn't done that at least once in their career. But has she also legitimately been on the receiving end of some seriously rough play? Abso-freaking-lutely. The girl's a walking highlight reel and stat sheet stuffer. Of course, opponents are going to try every trick in the book to throw her off her game. What's really wild to me is how all this physicality seems to be affecting Caitlin mentally. Remember that game against the Sky where she got fouled hard and said she wanted to punch someone? Her coach, Christy Sides, actually praised her for keeping her cool in that moment. Sides said, "She showed it last night. Got up and kept playing. All she did was ask the officials to review it." That level of composure under fire is seriously impressive for a rookie. But you've got to wonder how long CC can keep that zen attitude if the rough play continues. Even the toughest players have a breaking point, you know? And let's talk about CC's teammates for a sec. Where's the backup? In the NBA, if someone took a cheap shot at a star player like that, you'd see their teammates up in arms ready to throw down. But with the Fever, it seems like Caitlin's often left to fend for herself out there. What's up with that? Is there some behind-the-scenes drama we don't know about? Or are her teammates just not the confrontational type? The league itself is in a tricky position with all this. On one hand, Caitlin Clark is the best thing to happen to the WNBA in years. Her college success and star power have brought a ton of new eyes to the league. You'd think they'd want to protect their golden goose, right? But on the flip side, they can't be seen as playing favorites or giving her special treatment. It's a delicate balance that so far they seem to be struggling with. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has got to be sweating bullets over this situation. If the physical play keeps escalating and God forbid Caitlin gets seriously injured, it could be a PR nightmare for the league. But if they crack down too hard, they risk changing the physical nature of the game that many fans and players love. Speaking of fans, the reactions online to all this drama have been absolutely wild. Every time there's a questionable play involving CC, social media explodes like a supernova of hot takes. You've got people calling for players to be suspended, refs to be fired, and everything in between. The passion is real, folks. One thing's for sure, all this controversy is definitely keeping the WNBA in the headlines. In a way, you could argue that all publicity is good publicity. The league is getting more mainstream attention than ever before. But at what cost? Is this the kind of attention that will help the WNBA grow in the long run? Or is it just fanning the flames of drama? It's also worth noting how this whole situation is affecting Caitlin's game. Despite all the physical play, she's still putting up insane numbers. In that game against the Wings, where she took that hit from Kalani Brown, CC still dropped 35 points. The girl is proving she can take a licking and keep on ticking, that's for sure. But you've got to wonder about the long-term effects of all this. Playing through constant physical punishment can take a toll on a player's body over time. Will we see a more cautious Caitlin Clark in the future? Or will this trial by fire just make her even tougher? At the end of the day, I just hope things don't keep escalating to the point where someone gets seriously hurt. The league really needs to get this situation under control before it turns into the WNBA Thunderdome out there. One thing's for certain, Caitlin Clark isn't going anywhere. She's proven time and time again that she can handle whatever opponents throw at her. But it shouldn't have to be that way. Star players in any sport should be able to showcase their skills without fear of getting clotheslined every other play. So, what do y'all think about all this Caitlin Clark drama? Is she getting unfairly targeted by opponents and refs? Or is this just part of the game that she needs to adapt to? Are her teammates doing enough to have her back? And what should the league do to address the situation? Drop your hot takes in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you want more spicy WNBA drama breakdowns. Trust me, with the way this season is going, there's sure to be plenty more tea to spill in the coming weeks. Until next time, this is your girl keeping it real and keeping you updated on all things Caitlin Clark and WNBA drama. Peace out, ballers.